Hey guys, thanks for being here today. Find your easy seats, spine nice and tall. Just settle in. Pay attention to the breath. Find where you are now. No need to change it, no need to force. And as you focus on the breath, notice how all the thoughts, the anxiousness, the feelings, maybe start to dissipate. If you have an intention today for this practice, I invite you to do so now. And if you're not sure of an intention, I want you to focus on what your North Star is. What is your truth? Has anything held you back from speaking your truth, being your truth? Can you see the path for your truth? Or maybe just even figuring out what is your truth? And we might not all know at this moment in time, but just knowing that what is meant for you will be. Hands to side body for opening breaths. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, head bows. A moment here, gratitude for this practice. Gratitude for showing up at your mat. Coming into chakra rolls. So hands are going to be placed on top of the knees. You're going to bring your opposite elbow to your knee. Roll yourself forward to meet the opposite shoulder and knee. Small arch in the back. And flow through these. If you find one spot or area that feels good, you're more than welcome to stay there. Meeting back up at center. We're going to switch the forward leg and go the opposite way. One more time. Meeting back up at center, we're going to place the legs into half forward of the fish's pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to place one leg, keep it crossed, trying to get the knee to point straight ahead. If it points out just a little bit, that's okay too. This leg here, if the hips aren't agreeable with this yet, it can absolutely stay on the shin part of the opposite leg. In time, we're going to work on crossing it over. Inhale. Exhale, twist towards the top leg, hugging the knee. Inhale. Exhale, your hands are gonna plant on the opposite side and give yourself a little bit of a bow. It's okay if the opposite hip comes up off the floor. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, twist. Your back hand should be pretty close towards your butt and the spine to really make sure that we stand or we sit straight up. Inhale. Exhale, hands plant. Take a bow. Try to keep the elbows in close to you, don't let them bow outward. Just notice the differences from left and right. Coming back up, we're gonna switch legs. So trying to get that knee to point straight ahead, leg can be here, or it can be here. Inhale. Exhale, twist towards the top leg. Inhale. Exhale, hands plant. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Take a bow. Coming back into center, we're going to start off in tabletop. Flowing through some cats and dogs. So as you inhale, tailbone and head reach up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine. Inhale. Exhale. A couple more at your own speed. Meeting back into tabletop. We're gonna come into downward dog and we're gonna do some spinal rolls. So thinking about the cat and dog like motion going through these spinal rolls. So tuck the tail or tuck the toes, press the tailbone up towards the ceiling into downward facing dog. Take a few moments here. Pay attention to the breath. Walk the legs out if you need to. And then invite stillness into your downward facing dog. We're going to shift ourselves into our high plank. We're going to bend the knees as you press yourself backwards, pointing the tailbone up towards the ceiling, like in cow, coming up into downward facing dog. As you shift yourself into plank, you're going to arch the upper back, like rounding the back like a scared cat, coming into normal plank. Shift yourself backwards with the arms, bend the knees, tailbone goes up. Nice job. Take your time. No need to force the spine or the body to do something it doesn't want to do. It's okay if it doesn't look like anybody else's. Take your time. You're more than welcome to just go from plank into downward facing dog. Once you come back into downward facing dog, we're going to stay there. You're going to look forward, step your feet forward, coming into mountain at the front of your mat. Going into half moon pose, your feet are going to be together. You're going to have a temple mudra with the hands. So interlacing all the fingers, second fingers point up. Right above your shoulders. As you inhale, grow tall, feet are grounded. As you exhale, tilt to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the right. Trying your best to keep the shoulders stacked. Don't let the shoulder roll forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Going through a couple of suns. As you exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands plant, feet go back. Chaturanga. Cobra. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Look forward, step forward. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, look at your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up. Hands plant, feet go back. Lower down. Cobra. Downward facing dog. So we're going to start to flow into Surya Namaskara B. A normal salutation, what most people are used to, are A. So we're going through B now. Look forward, step your feet forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit in your chair. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands plant, feet go back. Lower down. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Lift the right leg, step it forward in between the hands, placing your back foot out at a 45-degree angle, coming into warrior one. Make sure the hips are square, pointing forward, shoulders are square, gaze is between the hands. Exhale, hands plant, feet go back, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg lifts, look forward, step it forward, warrior one. Hands plant, feet go back, lower down. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Look forward, step forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit in your chair. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands plant, feet go back. Lower down. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Lift the right leg, step it forward into warrior one. From here, we're going to go into warrior two. So all you're going to do is take the back foot and pivot it so it is parallel to the short side of the mat. Arms come wide. Gaze is over the front middle finger. I want you to straighten the leg. We're coming into triangle. So you're going to press the left hip back as the torso moves forward, cartwheeling the arms. Your bottom hand can be anywhere from the ankle, the shin. If you have yoga blocks available too, you're more than welcome to use those as well. Envisioning your shoulders being stacked directly on top of one another. Coming back up, you're going to flip the front palm and coming into a reverse triangle. Very similar to reverse warrior. Triangle. Reverse triangle. Triangle. Reverse. Coming into this next triangle, you're going to flow and cartwheel the arms around into a revolved triangle. So what was your top hand will now be your bottom hand. This may be accessible to some people and maybe not so many right now, and that's okay. Blocks are very helpful with this. Don't force your body to do anything it's not ready to do. If that is the case, you are more than welcome to just stay into normal triangle. Cartwheel back up to warrior two. Arms come down to frame the front foot, step it back. Meeting in downward facing dog or going through a vinyasa. Lift the left leg, step it forward into warrior one. Pivoting the back foot to come into warrior two. Hips and shoulders are square to the side, looking forward. Straighten that front leg. Reaching forward, pressing the hip back into triangle. Reverse triangle. Triangle. When flowing between these two poses, you really want to try not to have to push off of the legs, but using your torso, the side muscles to help lift you. Reverse. Triangle. Reverse triangle. Coming into our revolved triangle next, or you can stay in regular triangle. I'm going to use a block. Bring the arms back up, coming back into warrior two. Straighten the leg. Your front foot is now going to pivot to the short side of the mat. We're going to wide angle forward fold next. I'm going to walk my feet in just a little bit. You can if you'd like to as well. Hands are going to be on the hips as you start to lean forward and bend forward from the hips, keeping a nice straight spine. When you're ready, drop the hands down. Work with this pose as much as you'd like. You can walk the hands back or grab with your peace fingers on the big toes. Working with some shoulder mobility, I'm going to interlace my fingers behind my back and let my arms drop forward. Do not force the body. into anything. And if your shoulders don't want to go there just yet and you're just right here, that's okay too. Hands both meet. You're going to heel toe your feet in, coming into your forward fold. If you want to invite some bend in the knees here, you're more than welcome to. We're going to lift the toes up, coming onto the heels one at a time, and placing our palms underneath, coming into gorilla pose. Now, if the knees need to bend in order to do this, that is okay. That is heavy, and use your toes to massage your palms. Gratitude for what these hands are able to do for us on a day-to-day basis. Let go of that, hands can plant. You're gonna sit your butt back. So we're coming into not necessarily malasana, but sitting ourselves back. We're gonna try some forearm balance. Now, if you don't have to do this if you don't feel comfortable doing it. I would suggest either having a pillow if you're not sure, or a block or something next to you. And I can show you that modification there. So what we're going to do is you're going to sit back. We're going to come back into half Lord of the Fishes. So what we did earlier, I'm placing my right leg down on the floor, left on top. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to think about getting your backs of your elbows on the leg. Now, I know this looks really, really simple. It's not simple, it's silly right here. Okay, so this asks for a lot of spinal twisting here. So if this is not accessible right now, you can definitely try to also do it like this and see how that feels for you. Okay. Either way, you're going to kind of balance yourself up here, so that way your back of your elbow is on the knee, and this elbow is going to stay as close to your side body as possible. Now the block is here, just in case if you feel like you're going to tip forward, your head can hit the block so you're a little bit more stable. Okay, so wide fingers. The finger pads are your braking systems here, okay? So you gotta really press those finger pads into the floor, okay? Don't let your body just be a flop, okay? Invite some core activation and everything into that. So leaning on to that leg. And then maybe the back toe lifts. And come back down. Awesome. Coming to the other side. Switch the front leg, or just switch sides, whichever modification you took. Coming up onto the toes. And it's okay if two sides are different. I know it's scary, but you have to lean forward. This is what the block is for. And come on down. Awesome job. Take a second. Bring the legs into bound angle. Just take a couple of seconds, pay attention to the breath. Deep breathing. What surface step? We're trying to do those. And can we let it go? Big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Lock yourself back up. Bring the knees in together. We're gonna bring the feet wide, actually. I like to back up a little bit so that way my heels are on the mat. That way my heels are a little bit bony. Okay, so you're gonna place your forearm on the inside of the leg somewhere as we do a side bend over, really stretching out the lower back here. Try not to let that shoulder come forward, keep it back. And switch sides. Bring it back in, inhale. Exhale, come forward. Trying to roll your pelvis forward so there's not a big rounding in the back. Come up, grab behind the knees, bend the legs. We're gonna come onto our backs. So carefully, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll yourself on down. One leg is gonna come straight out. You're gonna hug the other knee into your chest. You're gonna keep your opposite hand on the knee, bring the opposite hand out on the floor. And then keep the knee as close as you can to the chest as you come into a spinal twist. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the knee back to center. Switch up the legs. Hug the knee in first. Stabilize yourself, hand on the ground. Keep the knee close to the chest and do your spinal twist. Come back to center when you're ready. Hug both of your knees into your chest. Maybe make some side to side movements. Maybe little circles around your sacrum. When you're ready, you're going to extend the legs out into Shavasana. Palms are up, legs are out, eyes are closed. There are a lot of hard things that come up in our life. But if we stay focused, take our time, and believe in ourselves, They're all possible. And I bet if you look back on your life, you'll see things that were so hard at one moment in time, and now you can laugh at them. Not everything in life is going to be comfortable, but that's where our growth is. What's meant for you will always come to you. You'll never miss it. So enjoy what you have today. Don't worry about tomorrow. You can stay here as long as you'd like. Thank you for practicing with me today.